Paul, who's a truck driver in Holland. Go ahead, Paul.
Oh, yeah, morning, George.
Morning, sir.
Right, I just want to make one or two issues about the illegal immigration from my point of view. Okay?
Of course, go ahead.
These people are fleeing countries where they say they're facing persecution. In my view, that when they flee these countries and they come to the first safe country, they should seek asylum on the basis of safety, personal safety, etc. These people are coming through umpteen numerous countries to get to the UK, right? You're saying that these people, that other countries are taking in more asylum seekers than the UK.
Well, of course they are.
In which case, why are these people travelling through all these countries to get to the UK? I travel in and out of Calais regularly on a weekly basis, sometimes twice a week. I see hordes of these people walking down the motorway towards Calais docks, and they are not stopped by any form of police, immigration, or anything on the...
Well, do you think our police and immigration would stop them if they were walking down the motorway to Dover to get on a boat to go to France?
George, they don't want to go to France.
Well, do you think, Paul, that our police and immigration would stop illegal immigrants heading for the port at Dover on their way to France?
Right. Can I ask you a question? Do you think these people want to go to France from...
Well, there's lots of them in France. In fact, there are far more people in France from the ethnic minority communities, immigrants, than there are in England. There are also far more in Germany. In fact, all the countries around the Balkans have taken far more refugees than we have. Now, I'll ask you the question I asked an earlier caller, Paul. Do you think that other countries should take all the asylum seekers?
No, not at all. But what I'm saying to you is, how many people want to leave this country to go to France?
Well, actually, quite a large number, Paul. You're obviously driving through the wrong bits of France. You don't know that in the several parts of France now, British people moving to France is just about the only business that's growing. Or you could, of course, take a tour through the Algarve or the Costas in Spain, where there are together in those two countries literally millions of British migrants. And you know something, Paul? No, and you know I have a house in the Algarve, and I listen to the local radio, and nobody ever, and I mean ever, phones up the radio stations of Spain and Portugal and says, how come all these English people are living in our country? How come they're eating their own fish and chips and speaking their own language, and they won't even learn how to order a couple of cervezas from us in our language? How come they all stick together? They're over here taking our jobs, taking our houses, taking our land, taking our women. Do you know what, Paul? That never, ever happens. I just wonder what it would be like to be you and people like you, to be nursing this misanthropic wrath against Johnny Foreigner, especially when you're a truck driver driving through Holland. You're a foreigner, Paul.